show. We back in the building. Y'all know what we do. We got great interviews on Saturdays, making sure we giving back to the world so you can find your freedom and do what it do. Shaq T in the building. How you feeling today, Shaq?
Oh, it feels good to be back, man. Saturday morning, sun is shining, birds chirping. You know, ready to get after it. Got a big Final Four game today, so I'm excited about that.
All right. Oh, that what to do.
Got a big Final Four game today, so you know them boys in blue got to take care of business, man. But you know what I'm saying, we'll see what's going on. Big day for sports in general, man. We got a bunch of big name, college basketball teams. So I'm looking forward to this Final Four, man. How you living, D. Scott?
Man, I'm living well. I'm excited for the game too. I got Duke winning it, by the way. So you know what I'm saying. Shout out to him.
Yep.
But now I'm doing well, brother. I've been talking a lot over these past 2 days. We just ran a conference for work, man. It was pretty dope. Probably said at least 500,000 words. So the voice, he'll be back when it come back. But
man, don't just gloss over the conference, man. Y'all doing big things out there at P&G, man. So tell the people what the conference was about, man. Amazing
hey, I ain't gonna lie, it was way bigger than I thought it was. So basically, work with Procter & Gamble, and what we did, we have a big problem with attrition when it comes to black men. So we had over 115 specifically black men fly out to headquarters in Cincinnati, and we had 2 days of a conference. So Thursday, we kept it really, really, really real. It was not your average corporate event, just to let you know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say on here. But
kept it $150.
Yeah, it was, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it was super lit, man. She was a performance, like it was super lit. With a whole stage. We did our thing. So, and then yesterday we had more of a corporate event, but we had our president of North America come out, Monica Turner. So shout out to her if you ever see this. Shout out to you, Monica. But just the big dogs came out. Again, president of North America, period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the whole North America. But anyway, so we had a whole bunch of people come out and do their thing and had a good time. But really, where all the magic happened with all of it is being able to network with other black men that may be in different functions, that's doing different things, and everybody I talked to got the ability to say, before I was feeling in a silo. I was feeling like I was alone. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know what to do. But now everybody's feeling really empowered because they have so many brothers that they can connect with. So it's like, why there's every single person I talk to, there's no reason why I shouldn't be successful here at work, because if I don't know the answers, I got 100 brothers I can reach out to. We got a whole group. So it's anyway. It was a pretty dope situation. That's so huge, felt good, man.
Drop them hand claps for that, man. That's dope, man.
I appreciate it. We'll clap it up for the corporate event, and it was super dope because you know my lane I'm going into and becoming the speaker that I am and all that, and the MC. It's pretty dope because a couple brothers like, yo, you the next Steve Harvey, and and it's like you hear that's like, all right, hi, but it's like, nah, for real, I got to give myself some more. I got to give myself some more credit. So I appreciate you bringing it back, Shaq, because we did our thing, bro. We did our thing. But anyway, get back to the show, man. If y'all want to learn more, hit me up, man. We'll talk about it. But we got a couple brothers coming in on the show today. Shaq, you want to talk a little bit about them, and then I'll introduce them when we bring them in.
Yeah, man. So we got the fellas from Tumble joining us today, man. My boy Trey Wheeler, man, he's actually a friend of a friend. So went to college UD with his sister. Kicked it back in Ohio, man. So I was back up there actually for a wedding, and he was chopping it up. And Trey was like, man, we got to get together on the show. I was like, absolutely. So we found some time, made it happen, and we're gonna have these Tumble fellas on here to tell their story, man. So welcome to the show. The guys from Tumble, Jeffrey and Trey. How y'all doing today, man?
Yes, sir. Welcome, man.
Appreciate it, fellas. For real. Blessed and highly favored to be here with y'all fellas today.
Yes, sir. So, man, let's get right into this thing, man. So we'll start with you first, Jeffrey, man. Again, appreciate y'all joining us this morning. So, Jeff, we'll start with you. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself. Who is Jeffrey Caldwell?
Well, I started out here in Dayton, born and raised, moved over to Richmond a little elementary years, had the opportunity to come back where I met my co-owner and co-founder Charles Wheeler in high school, had the opportunity play sports, go down to Wofford College, shout out to the Terriers. If anybody's a Terrier, got to go down there, had a great experience, came back after a family tragedy and some things happening. Had to give Charles a call and figure out, it was between Miami or Wright State. And Charles was like, man, the answer is simple. Come to Miami, come kick it with me. We can have some fun, get some stuff rolling. So I went to Miami, linked up with Charles, and shoot, we've been kicking it, been brothers ever since, you already know. So, and got the ball rolling with Tumble. So I can't, been blessed for sure.
Yes, sir. I'd love to hear. What about
He
yourself,
said,
Charles? Go ahead.
he said, come kick it in Miami, like he was talking about South Beach. He said, hey, come kick it in Miami.
Don't be mistaken, man. We got our own little beach up there. It's called Brick Street. Nah, it ain't no beach though. But Miami straight. It was a good experience. So yeah, like Jeffrey said, we went to high school together. I'm born and raised in Dayton. Been here my whole life, and done had ventures where I'm in Cincinnati and Columbus, but somehow I find myself back here in Dayton each time. I don't know if it's the family or friends or what, but I guess I'm meant to be here for real. And I'm blessed to be here too, though. Thank God. And so came back home today, and that's when things started rolling with Tumble. We are on-demand wash and fold service, and we also offer dry cleaning. And we just been trying to get our name out there in the community, take over the gym city, and then who knows where we can be from there. Maybe expand out into Cincinnati and maybe do some partnerships. We know P&G got their own little thing going on, but that's just a little bit more validation for us. It's always going to be a bigger fish in the pond, and ain't no I mean, it's no pessimism towards that. We got to remain optimistic and just use it as validation to continue push this dream further along.
Yeah, well, let me tell y'all, brother, something because so I've been at our headquarters the past couple of days out here in Cincinnati, and our biggest fear, because PNG, it's big dog, we kind of run, we the shark in the water, but our biggest fear is typically the startup companies, real talk, because the startup companies have so much growth and so much, like, you have so much opportunity. And it's like, yeah, it's like there's no limit to it. So like it's not the other competitors that have been doing it with us for a while. It's always the startups that we always fear, because the startups can come and take the business, and y'all can come and just think about it. If y'all come and just get like 5% share of the marketplace, 5% of the pie, like the pie it's a big pie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like y'all come and do that, like. So we fear a lot of that. And the thing is, like, obviously we have a lot of millions and billions of dollars of market, right? But like, I don't want to take that away from any of the small businesses, because when you're talking about y'all overhead versus our overhead and a corporate, setting, it's a big difference. So y'all can make so much money and provide and build wealth for y'all family by just getting a little, 2 to 5, 10% of the marketplace. And that's huge. So shout out to y'all brothers for starting something. But
and I'll just tack on to that real quick. With the big companies, so you got a lot of red tape and a lot of bureaucracy with things that go on. So y'all biggest superpower, as a startup, man, is y'all can be agile and move a lot quicker too. So,
Facts.
Use that to y'all advantage.
Facts.
Most definitely.
So how did when did Tumble get started, and what's the backstory of Tumble? Like, how did y'all get started? What made y'all say, you know what, we're gonna start this company and we're gonna do the service, and how did that get started?
It really was just when we was in college. Both of us
Yeah,
was
ladies.
working part-time. Yeah, and we was chilling heavy, honestly. When the idea had came up, we was watching an NBA game, I think, and it was late at night, probably like at 10 or something like that. And I still had class the next day. Jeffrey still had work that night, I'm pretty sure. And so I got off work, and before the game, I was like, all right, yeah, I got to do homework, and then I want to chill, but then I got to do laundry too. Them was the three things I knew I had to get done that night. And while we was watching the game, I was doing a little bit of laundry and had a load in. And then I was telling Jeffrey, I'm like, all right, like this cool kicking it, but I'm about to go ahead and get the rest of my stuff done, my chores done. And then I was like, dang, man, it'd be sweet if there was like a little DoorDash service or a little Uber Eats service where somebody go ahead, do your laundry and bring it back to you. And then I was like, I mean, that seemed like something all the college students to eat up. Cause at the time I was working for a company called Oxford to You. So they was doing food delivery services. I'm delivering food to all these students and people in the community. So I'm seeing what they spending on food deliveries. And then I'm like, all right, what's a service that'll save you more time? Like, yeah, getting food to you is a necessity, but then what's something that could also save you more time and make your time more valuable? And that was one thing that had came to us. And so from that point, we started looking at the market and what big players was already in the industry as far as on-demand application. And we saw that it was at least like $500 million already into the industry, and this was in 2019. So, you know, you got people out in San Francisco and Chicago, New York, and things like that, where they already tapping into the industry. You got big money behind them too, big ventures, angel investors, and everything like that. So we saw it as an opportunity to get into the space, maybe get a little piece of the pie, like you were saying, get a couple dollars added to our name. And ever since then, that's what we've been doing, and we've been blessed. You know, just been staying focused and continuing to learn more about the industry. When we first started out, we thought it would be somewhere we don't really want to go to market until we got an app. So we was trying to get with some developers and get the app rolling before we even started going to the customers. Now, we done kind of settled down on those conversations with contractors and independent development firms, and now we doing it all in-house ourselves. And we done got to know our customers, so that's one of our biggest assets is knowing our market, knowing our customer, and being able to involve with it, and then being able to perfect it as we expand along the way.
That's what's up, man. I loved how when he first started, he said I had three things to do that night. I had to do some homework, do some laundry, I had to chill. He said I had to get those three things done. He said chilling was a non-negotiable.
Yeah,
I rock with that,
exactly,
man.
man.
But nah, so y'all brothers, man, y'all definitely have accomplished a lot on y'all way to where you are now, man. So tell us about some of the pitch competitions you guys have won and some of the other things you've been involved in.
Those pitch competitions have been huge for us and great opportunities. Shout out to Wright State and the Dayton Arcade and Hub here in Dayton. They've been wonderful opportunities and great partners for us. With the Wright State competition, we actually got into that one because I was going to school there trying to get my master's in business administration and entrepreneurship. So we had an entrepreneur professor reach out to me and say, hey, I saw that your final project was over Tumble. You guys have a lot of the groundwork already done, and we're having this pitch competition. You guys should check it out. Go ahead, get your information in. From there, went ahead, filled in the information, heard back from the professor that was actually running the thing. And he was like, yo, this is a great idea. Like, have you guys already started working on it? Have you guys already done, the groundwork of reaching out to laundromats and dry cleaners? And we were like, yeah, we've been thinking about it. But he was really pushing and motivating to be like, yeah, y'all need to go ahead, get this going. We went into the competition. We were facing, I mean, some really awesome businesses. I'm thinking, Charles, there was one that was, I want to say, a definance firm that was coming up with their
Yeah,
own cryptocurrency and everything. And we beat him out. And he had won multiple competitions throughout the state. So that was a huge eye opener for us to say, hey, we really got something serious and something that we can really do here. From there, we got our next step of validation from the Entrepreneur Center in Dayton Arcade here in Dayton with their Prospect Academy, which is pretty much an opportunity with anyone that has a business idea here in Dayton. They can join this program to build out their idea, create a business plan, create a business canvas, and then pitch that business to a board of entrepreneurs and other business leaders in Dayton. We were able to impress them, get onto the entrepreneurs Entrepreneurship Center's Prospect Academy and Book of Businesses, and they've been helping us out ever since, from getting our website designed to helping us getting our apps and flyers done. And it also helps out that they both gave us $5,000 just for spending money and get the ball
Let's
rolling, get our
go.
business off the ground. So
Sugar
can't
bag.
forget that.
And keep that money printer rolling. More coming in 22.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, well,
Let's
first,
get
first and foremost, I just want to say congratulations for just taking that action and going to do it, right? Because a lot of people have the ideas and they're just ideas, right? They never actually go implement anything. So shout out to y'all brothers for saying, you know what, we're gonna do this and we're gonna make it happen. But I want to know more, a little bit more about the pitch competition, because I've never really heard about this. Like, what does that look like for people that's never heard about a pitch competition? Like, it's literally a competition. It's like a Shark Tank. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Perfect way to explain it. Shark Tank, but on steroids. The only difference is that you get to see all your competition's pitches while you're there. So it's really nice if you're the first person up, because it's a weight off your back. You're like, I'm done. But if you didn't do as well, you're like, dang, I should have added some extra numbers or some other information on there. But yeah, it's a really good competition. They ask you just to look at your business plan, what your numbers are, how you plan to be profitable. Are you reaching the community in certain aspects, such as community outreach, or are you doing other things to impact the community? What's your story as an individual and as an entrepreneur? Most people, at least a lot of the judges that we spoke to, said that, most people invest in the entrepreneur rather than the business, knowing that you're going to get the job done. You're going to be the person that's on the ground promoting your business, doing the things that have to get done in order to make sure your business is successful. So
Yeah, love that. So, love that. And from the consumer perspective, what does that look like? Say I want to get my laundry done. Like, what is the process that I have to go through in order to make that happen?
We done made the process much simpler now. So initially when we started out, it was via text message and phone call. So I mean, it's nothing to go on your phone and text somebody or call somebody, obviously. But that takes time too, because you waiting on a response from us on our end, and both of us working full-time jobs at the same time. So now we got it optimized where you can visit our website, go to www.tumblego.com. And once you get there, you can look at our services. We offer wash and fold services, wash, press, and fold. And then we also got dry clean services and then commercial cleaning. So you can go into any of those slots and get your orders fulfilled. And then coming up here in probably like 2 weeks or so, we'll have an app on the Apple Store for Apple, and then also Google Play Store. So you can go on there, download the app. It'll be an official Tumble app. So you'll see the Tumble logo, see our name on there, and go download it. It's not like a Shopify or anything like that where you got to look for your own store. And you'll go on there, and it'll be basically the same process as our website. So go in, click the service, and then you'll carve out a date and time. So we offer our services on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then our time slots is open as well. So it's just like booking a haircut or like booking a pizza delivery. That's what we wanted to do. That was our main goal in making it, would make it simple and make it like a pizza delivery, or just like trying to book a haircut where all you got to do is go in, click a couple buttons, and then you got your appointment scheduled. And yeah, that's been pretty good for us thus far. And we think that at least with the app and then the website with these new appointments, it'll be better optimized for us to be hands off a little bit in that aspect, and it'll be more convenient for the consumer too.
That's what's up,
We got
man. And typically, what you see with, go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, we got some in the pipeline coming up too, where we want to have these smart lockers coming up. We think this is the thing that's going to really make us viable for expanding and being more appealing when it comes to investors. So we got some smart locker concepts where it'll be like the developer we're working with. It's more rugged because they're a military-based company working with the Air Force right now. But it'll be just like your traditional lockers, and it'll be large enough to fit one of our 30-gallon bags in it. and it'll weigh the bag, weigh the clothes, and tell you what your order total will be at that screen, so you can check out right there. And then it'll give you delivery time, well, at least estimated delivery time, so that way one of our employees, myself or Jeffrey, can go up to the locker, grab your clothes, take them, get them clean, and then return them back to that location. Because some people may be a little skeptical when it comes to delivery. They're like, I don't want my clothes just sitting out. You know, I done spent however much money on my clothes. I want to make sure they secure, because they are putting a lot of trust in us. That's the one thing we realized, is that with a service like this, people have to trust you because they are giving us their personal belongings. And laundry is something that most people generally do on their own, or you got your mom doing it, and then other people got it done where it's more so like a particular way. You know, they want specific colors together. They want a wash cycle on hot or cold. You want to add fabric softener, no bleach, whatever it may be. So it is a lot of trust, and we got the customizations with that as well. So trying to be as convenient and appealing to the customer.
Man, that's big time. That's big time. And typically, what you see with a lot of young businesses, like what you actually see on social media, or what's being marketed, isn't always the first idea. A lot of times there's an initial idea, and then that thing iterates 4 or 5 times before it actually becomes a viable business. So did your first idea become the business, or which iteration of the idea is the business that is Tumble?
I was going to say we went through multiple iterations. I mean, we went through different names, different concepts. Man, I think we were at first we started with Fresh Closet
Yeah.
just to get us off the ground, and then we were like, "That's a mouthful," and I don't think anybody's going to be like Fresh Closet. Let me call Fresh Closet real quick. Tumble sounds a whole lot better, but and just like going through it, actually doing the business. That's like you said before, Devin. A lot of people not putting in the action of actually learning the business and doing it. That also influenced us and the iterations and the changes that we needed to make in order for us to work in the marketplace. So we've definitely gone through different iterations and different processes of just trying to maintain the flow and, stay as calm and cool as collected. If we need to change something, not being, hey, we can't change that. That's not how we do things. Being, hey, we can change it. We can bend the rules a little bit. We can figure out what we need to do in order to maintain comfortability and also build our position in the market. So,
Yeah,
Got
the biggest thing for us really been just going with the flow more than anything. Being able to bounce back and persevere after like a little roadblock or setback, and then continuing to go with the flow. Because like Jeffrey and I have learned, there's been plenty of businesses out there that have not even made it to their first year or made it through their first year, and then they crumble after. And that's just from a side of not really wanting to persevere through things. But for us, we've been just going with the flow and trying to work through obstacles.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
this 1 year anniversary, is that what I heard? Yeah, y'all 1 years
Yeah, we had
old.
it.
Okay,
Yep,
okay,
yep.
yeah. Congrats on that, man. Congrats.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. To
That's
many
what's up.
more.
That's what's up.
sir,
That's big because majority. I don't know the stat, but it's over 90% of businesses fail with. I want to say within the first year, right? I think they fall off. But anyway, y'all go Google that. But but I want to go back to this locker situation, right? Because that's where y'all innovate and that's where y'all going to. And I absolutely love the locker, right? Because again, it's giving the people the protection of your clothes will be safe, right? So, what is kind of y'all idea of the lockers? Like, where would the lockers be? Who are the partnerships you'll be getting with the lockers? What are y'all kind of thoughts, things that y'all can share right now when it comes to the locker?
Yeah, we want them to be pretty much everywhere, man. We want to make it as convenient as possible. But to get our feet on the ground first and get anything implemented first and foremost, we want to put them inside our partner locations. So we got two laundromats that we've been partnering with. One is called the Laundromat, and then the other is called the Magic Campers. So the Laundromat is over in Kettering for those that's familiar with Dayton, and then the Magic Camper is down by UD. So two markets where you got customers with disposable income and they affluent enough where this service might be viable, or you may just want a little more time on your hands so you can go ahead spend the money that it costs. So yeah, definitely starting out with some laundromats, but then going from there, ideas we done thought about was like some supermarkets, so like a Walmart, Kroger, Sam's Club, or something like that. And then also trying to get with some property management groups to put them into apartment complexes. That's another amenity that an apartment can offer as their tenants book it's a lot of luxury complexes being built, and half the time they really not even luxurious. It's just something they slap on there. And so I
It's
mean, if we
marketing.
can offer, yeah, for real though, so if this amenity we can offer, that makes it a little more luxurious. You don't really got to worry about the water costs. As a property management firm, you're looking at it like, all right, that's less utilities on our side, and then we can also maybe bump it up like $50 or something like that just to pay for the space for them to put the lockers in. And I'm sure Jeffrey may have a couple other ideas because we bounce off each other and we both willing to feed into each other's ideas.
No, definitely. Charles just hit a majority of them. In addition to that, maybe we're thinking about gas stations because of the ability, convenience. You're already going to a gas station. You might as well have your clothes with you while you pumping gas. Throw them in there real quick. And plus the fact that there's so many gas stations or even in smaller convenience store communities, putting them in those because those are the only access certain people have to, leaving their house or going to different places. So definitely trying to hit up as many locations as we can and give people as many opportunities to get clean clothes as we can. So doing everything.
Yeah, that's
Nice,
lit.
nice.
I was gonna say, so like right now in America, I don't know if y'all heard this, but like everybody's gonna be renters. Like not everybody, but a huge percentage of all the Americans are gonna be renters, right? All these investors are coming and buying up. I don't know if y'all heard about all that. They buying
Uh,
everything and they renting everything, right? So when we just talk
uh,
about apartment complexes in general, that's where I wanted to go with that. I wanted to ask y'all because, again, not being in the business or anything, just hearing and being out from the outside perspective, like I just see so much help in that. The fact that so many people are renters and they're in apartments, so the marketplace is huge, right? But the fact that they're already at home at the apartment and they don't have to take their clothes anywhere else, right? They don't have to go to the laundromat and drop it off. They don't have to go in, like they just they hit the elevator, they put it in the locker and it's done. Because I know in my apartment we had a service like that did dry cleaning, so they didn't wash your clothes, but they did dry cleaning. And that was amazing to me. I loved every single aspect of that because I always got my suits washed because it was so easy. I'm like,
yeah,
it was just easy. Like I just go hang them up, boom, shut the lockers. They'll be back in 2 days. Like bet. So take it for whatever it's worth. But I see a lot of upside in the apartment space. Just think about how many apartment deals that y'all would have to just make that happen. So take it whatever y'all want with a grain of salt. But like I see that being the biggest opportunity.
Yeah,
yeah,
nah,
most
I'll
definitely.
co-sign that, man. I got a suit sitting in my trunk right now that's been needing to go to the cleaners for about 3 months. It's just sitting there because I ain't took it. So, if I had the curbside service, it would have been done and over with months ago, man. So, I mean, I'm a living testimony that convenience is king, man.
Yeah, and the
But
fact
you about
that
to say something, Trey?
Oh no, 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 you good.
now
All
I was just
right.
going to go back to the apartments because the fact that this man in these apartments we talking hundreds of people. And if you can
Yes, for
work a
sure.
deal with the apartment, not like literally, I don't know how much the service is or whatnot, but like you just work it right into the rent, right into the service, like you was saying. It's like easy, like easy. Then you
Yeah,
hire a couple people to go do the work, and y'all just focus on the building aspect of it because that's the next piece I want to get to. How much are y'all in the business, like working in the business versus working on the business? What does that look like, and what's your goals moving forward?
I say we 100% both sides. We 100% working on the business, 100% in the business. We wear every hat, to be completely honest with you. The only one where we like part time with it is with our marketing and design. So we've been blessed to get a design team from the Entrepreneur Center. They, like Jeffrey said, they worked on the website and they've been helping us with our application and everything. But aside from that, we've been picking up your clothes. We've been washing your clothes. We've been folding your clothes. We've been thinking of ways for us to get pitch competitions, looking at venture-backed opportunities. So we are knowing our business and we are knowing our customer. So that way, when we try and pass it along to others to work for us or, just take it over wholly, we are as knowledgeable as possible and can, be relied upon when it comes to that time.
Man, and you mentioned something very important earlier too when you were talking about the location near UD and then the location up in Kettering. You mentioned those are areas where the people are affluent enough to be able to see the viability in the service. And I think that's important because a lot of times we spin up a business and we try to be everything to all people. And it's like, that's not always the best go-to-market strategy. So I like what you said about, these are the people who, this is our price point. Because, y'all doing a lot of work. Y'all going to pick up the clothes. You got gas costs. You got car costs. You got your time. So, you got to price it accordingly. So it's like, all right, where are we going to be able to get, our value for our services? So I like that strategic thought. And something that me and D Scott talk about all the time, and some of the things that we have going on is how can we make what we're doing viable for a market, and not have it not water down our price or our value to try to be something for everybody, man. So just walk me through a little bit of the business process that went into that, just finding your niche market, and then honing in on that.
No, I was going to say, Shaq, I'm glad that you brought that up because that's something that we actually went through initially trying to service everybody because our slogan was like, everybody deserves clean clothes. So we were trying to figure out a price point that worked for everyone. And I hate to say, we were losing money left and right, trying to make everybody happy, certain people wanted their clothes this way, but didn't want to pay for it, or certain different aspects of it, but eventually we figured out a price point of trying to do poundage that made sense and wasn't going to scare our customer away, or once they saw it they'd be excited about that number and be like, oh, okay, that's not that much for laundry, I can do that, as well as making them understand that this is a convenience. This isn't something a right or something that you have to have. This is something you're enjoying and you don't want to do it yourself. So you got to pay for it. Somebody has to do it. And I hate to be like that, but getting that message across that, we're doing a high quality, pristine job for your clothes and you trust us enough. So you got to pay for that trust, and just making sure that's a part of our strategy and making people understand that.
Yeah,
That's
love that.
huge, man. That's huge. Because a lot of people, again, going into business don't understand that concept, and even me myself, it's like, man, how can we help everybody? How can we, I want to make sure everybody eats, everybody has access. And you have to get to a point where, you can provide that. But starting out, you have to find, an anchor where, you're able to get a return, and what market is going to be able to provide that for you. So, I'm glad y'all brothers figured that out early, man. So kudos
Yeah,
to y'all,
facts,
man.
facts. The riches are in the niches, for real, for real. Because then it's like you can
Respect.
focus and Shaq knows, but like I've been all over the place too, because I'm a go giver. I like to give back to people, and it's like I want to help everybody. Nah, it's not. That's not what it is. So, we boiled it down to I help former athletes, and people are like, that's it. What if I'm not an athlete? It's like, well, you can still join if you want to, but my target is former athletes because that's the problem I want to solve. But I had a question because I hate folding laundry straight up. Like I just like, so when I hear this, I'm like, yo, this lit. Like I'm in Charlotte, y'all gotta figure out a way. You know what I'm saying? But
Soon.
hey, I need, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You need something out of Charlotte, North Carolina. But cause I'll wash all my clothes. I'll throw them on the bed. It'll be pile of clothes. It'll take me 3 hours to fold it all. And then my wife be mad
Hey,
at me.
what they say, these guys, it take 30 minutes to wash, 2 hours to dry. Folding about 20 business days.
Well, for
Yeah, I'm
real.
about to say you need the whole week for sure.
Hey
For
man,
Man.
sure.
hey, my wife be so mad at me. Somebody, cause I'll be like, hey, I'll do the laundry. I got you. Like it's easy to put it in the, you know what I'm saying? It's easy.
Exactly.
But the fold process, like, yeah, I need, you know what I'm saying? I need some help with that. And then my clothes all wrinkled because they've been sitting on the bed for 2 weeks. But anyway, but like when it comes to the folding process, right? Because for me, I just, you know what I'm saying, I make it fit. You know what I'm saying? It don't really matter. But my wife, she's real particular about the fold and how she does this and how she could fit it in the drawer the right way and you know, all that stuff. So what does that look like for the consumer? Because I heard you say it earlier, Jeffrey. Is it an upsell based on like, hey, fold it a particular way? Or like, how do you guys work with individual customers with how the fold is actually happening?
Well, that was the nice part. Everybody has pretty much really liked the way that we folded clothes because you have to remember we got to fit it into a small plastic bag. So if we can fit it into a small plastic bag, 9 times out of 10, you should be able to pull it out, pop it right in the drawer without an issue or a problem. But that's one thing that we try to do, make the bag as small as possible when we're folding. So it's even easier and convenient so you can pick it up, take it into the house and just throw it in your drawer. Heck, if you really wanted to, you could leave the plastic bag in your drawer and just sit it in the drawer like
Yeah.
that and pull the clothes straight out the plastic bag. We've had some people, say that they do that. They don't even put the clothes away. They just leave the bags out and pull the clothes right out the bags and throw the clothes right back in the plastic bags when they're done. And it makes it that much easier for them. So we have different ways, different customers having different things, and just trying to make sure we're doing a great job across the board and folding the clothes exactly the same every time. That consistency.
Yeah, that's lit. And then I want to not too much transition, but I want to get into the community outreach. 'Cause I heard you. I think Jeff, you mentioned earlier with the community outreach. Like, what is Tumble doing when it comes to the community outreach type of perspective? Like, because it's a service, you're saving so much time, so there's so much into that. But is there anything else and anything else moving forward that Tumble wants to do when it comes to the community?
Yeah, and I'm glad that you asked that because we've actually partnered with a local charity here in Dayton called Clothes That Works, and they give clothes back to Daytonians looking also clothes and job skills so they can get back into the job market and become, once again, another contributing member of society, helping out any way that they possibly can. So with every order that we receive, we donate an article of clothing to them or Goodwill, just trying to do our part to make sure that people are staying clothed with great clothing and decent clothing. We've already donated, I think, over 150 items. Is that right,
I think it's
Charles?
close to, yeah, it's close to 200 for sure.
Yeah. So we've donated over 200 items between the Clothes That Works and Goodwill. Just trying to do everything we possibly can to better our community. I know Charles has some ideas coming up this year that we really wanted to pursue as well.
Yeah.
Man, like that's powerful, man. Like y'all, you guys are a living testimony of everybody literally just doing their 1%. Like everybody thinks in order to
That's
change the
true.
world, you have to do a grand gesture. Like, nah, like do your 1%. And y'all found that, we deal in clothes. How can we take clothes and use that as a model to give back to the community, man? So I love that piece,
Yeah.
man. And on that, oh yeah, go ahead, Trey.
Like in addition to that though too, it's just the fact so like we are giving people this service so they have more time. So we want to start partnering with local organizations in the area as well, to bring more business to them. So we did a business expo 2 weekends ago, and within that expo, we gave away like a massage, a deep tissue massage, and then a manicure and pedicure, and like those are from two partner organizations that we work with. So we just got a gift receipt from both of them, and we pay for our customers to go be patrons of their business. And so we want to continue to do things like that. We have like an idea for like a point system that we want to implement within our application, where for every dollar spent, the customer can earn points, and then those points are redeemable for different packages. So like for movie night for two, or dinner at a local restaurant, or just different ideas. So, since you got more time and you've been contributing to our business, here's a gift back.
Hmm. Nah, people love gifts, brother. Y'all on the right path with that one. People love a gift. You got to think about just the overall credit, the credit card. Everybody's like,
Yeah,
why would
you're
I
right.
use it?
No
Like,
points back.
and I agree. I mean,
Yep.
I just bought a flight to Cabo for two, and I think we saved like I think $1,200 or $1,200 just off of points.
Exactly.
And it makes a lot of sense. So even though you got to be responsible with those points, and don't be spending to try to get, because people be like, I'm gonna get points. You got the money anyway.
That's not how it works, right? And are you paying off your debt at the end of
All
the
right,
month?
you
You know
gonna
what I'm
be in
saying?
debt. That's the other thing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
I
But
learned the hard
nah,
way.
I love that community outreach piece, man. And so sticking on the idea of the community and specifically our community, man. So, Trey, you let us know about some new legislation that's on the way, and that could really impact our community as well. We've been negatively impacted, by this topic and by this
Yeah.
thing. So now the tide can turn, and we can see some things really work in our favor. So, go. Can you want to tell us a little bit about this legislation? Then we can just have a conversation around it, man, and some ways we can benefit.
Yeah, most definitely. So yesterday on the first, a lot of people was thinking it was April Fool's joke, myself included initially. But there was some legislation passed through the House of Representatives, allowing for the decriminalization of marijuana, and at the federal level too. So I mean, it still has to make it through the Senate and then also get the president's signature in order for it to be officially signed into legislation and be a federal bill. But that one step could potentially, like you said, change the lives for a bunch of black men and women in America, and then also just other people that have been unequally affected by legislation previously put in place due to criminalization of marijuana. And I mean, in some ways, our community does use marijuana a little bit more than others. I think it may be a little construed where, we're told that blacks use marijuana more than whites, just because, we get caught up by it, put in jail for things, and, you receive fines and receive charges for it wrongfully, of course. But at the same time, I think everybody uses it to an extent equally, I would have to say. And in my mind, at least, this is an opportunity for a younger generation of black young men and women to get their hands in an industry that could net a lot of money. And we could potentially be like, when Prohibition had ended. And so you had all these new liquor companies and beer companies creating generational wealth just by putting their brand on a bottle. And in a sense, in my mind, this could be the opportunity for men and women in our community to put their brand on a bottle in the same sense of weed and trees, and create a legacy for their community and for their generations down the line. So I hope, and I'm hopeful and just being optimistic that it will make it through those next two steps. And obviously, the government like money, so they see this as a lane for them to go ahead, get some taxation, and bring in a couple extra dollars. Ain't nothing wrong with it as long as our people aren't done wrong with it, in my mind. So yeah, I'm hopeful that things can go through.
I love how
Yeah,
I love.
you mentioned something important. Go ahead, D. Scott.
No, I was gonna say I love how you mentioned the prohibition and how you looking at the history of what's going on, because literally that's exactly what happened. Just because the government says, "Oh, it's bad," everybody views it as bad. It's a, oh man, it's a like, man, it's some weed. Like you go sit down and watch a movie and eat some food. Like that's all that's gonna happen. It's not like you going out and doing nothing crazy, but we can go drink alcohol all night, every night, and it's like people get killed all the time for that. So I love how you referred it back to the prohibition and the history of that, because you're right. It's a lot of opportunity coming up, 100% opportunity coming up for a lot of people, but also for all, I don't know what the bill says or whatnot, but all the people that still locked up to this day, just because they had a little weed on them, they locked up and they are in prison just
Yeah.
for that. But everybody can walk around with a beer in their hand. And I had a story when I was in corporate America, because we were talking, I think it was like last year, Black History Month. But they were just talking at work. I don't know how we got on the subject of weed and drinking, but anyway, it was talking about that. And there was like, it was a white lady. She was like, you know, it happens in college. You know, she tried to preface it like, you know, it wasn't me, but anyway,
it was my friends. I was in the room.
You know, yeah, I was just there. You guys
I was with
know.
the wrong crowd.
but she said, and again, she's a white woman, and she said that there has never been any fear ever of any like going to jail, dying. You know what I'm saying? Of any of that. And it's like the police come shut the party down, but like, you know, it's weed in the air, it's drinks everywhere, everybody's underage, and there's never been any fear of any of that, in the white community. And that's how we kind of shared in the black community. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like we just trying to live. Like we're just trying to go home and go to bed and be able to go to bed and wake up the next day. And that was just like, it hit so hard to me because it's like, all the white people, you said it earlier, Charles, all the white people doing the same thing when it comes to the weed as well. Like, it's every, like, a lot of people use marijuana for whatever reason they do it, right? And it's just like, it's criminal, anyway, I'm messing up my word. But it's gonna help our culture so much better and get those people out. Is that in the bill too? So those people that's locked up in prison, are they gonna be let free too? What does that look like?
That's a good question. I got to do my research on that. I just saw the decriminalization portion, but yeah, I'm not sure about like expungement of records.
Man, and this topic is just a clear illustration of what systemic racism looks like. A lot of people always ask, well, what's systemic about it? And so you look at how many Black people have been in prison, due to marijuana, either possession or dealing, and they've had their freedom taken. You have families stripped apart, again, nonviolent offenders due to weed. And then you pass a law that or states start to decriminalize and then legalize weed to where you can make commercial income off of it, and you would think the crowd that's been the most impacted would benefit from that, but that's actually not what happened. We were again at a disadvantage because there were so many restrictions on who could own a what do you call a weed house, like
A dispensary.
where you
Dispensary.
a dispensary, and then like where you grow it at the I can't remember the name right now, but like in order to own any of that infrastructure, like you have to have
Like a cultivation.
Yeah.
Cultivation plant, greenhouse, whatever. But you have to have a clean record. You have to have you have to meet all these checks that a lot of Black people didn't meet because they got in trouble for weed in the past. So it was like systemically set up for us to have to jump over more barriers to participate in something we had already been eating off of for a long time, but y'all told us it was bad. So now
Exactly.
you legalize it, and who like just look at some of the top dispensaries and THC and CBD companies. They're all run by white people, right? So who again was able to benefit from that systemically? It wasn't us. And so for us, like the things I'll really urge us to do on this topic, number one, man, like get informed, because I didn't even know about this bill. So I appreciate you, Trey, for bringing it up. Number two, like if you got stuff on your record and you want to play in this space, like go get a lawyer, clean it up so you can go and participate. Number three, man, again, just share the word as well, because I mean, this is the only way. And then patronize, other Black businesses who are in this space. So instead of buying from your homie on the corner, like tell them, hey, bro, let's go down to the courthouse. Let's get your documents. Let's get you legalized, and I'm gonna shop with you then, right? So let's clean up how we do business, man. Let's turn this thing around.
Yo, it's so crazy. It's so crazy that like legit, like you would be looking at somebody, you a drug dealer. Oh, you a drug dealer, you a bad person, you this, and like, well, what is the whole government doing?
Man,
they
had big
dealing
pharma.
drugs.
That's what I was gonna say. Big pharma. Look at the people that make Oxycontin and all of them. They wear just suits. That's the only difference.
But they call
go to war.
scientists.
Yeah, there you go.
Crazy, man. Crazy topic. My last topic I want to bring up with y'all brothers, man, as y'all entrepreneurs, and y'all still have jobs as well in a hybrid model, right? So I'm the same way. I got a full-time job, but I'm an entrepreneur as well, so it's a lot going on. As well as working with Shaq on our youth mentorship. So we're mentors giving back to the community, back to the youth. It's a lot, right? How do you guys balance your work versus, your entrepreneur side with the Tumble? Like, how do you guys make that happen and balance that to make sure you guys are still living the life and having a good time?
I start. I guess I'll start. So I say like I've been blessed with the jobs that I've had where I'm able to let my manager or my supervisor know what I have going on the side. So they have been well aware that I got this going on. And I mean, I think it's one of the things that attracted them to hiring me and employing me was because, they see that I'm able to commit myself to this and not necessarily having income come through. I'm not always receiving money from this business, but it's something that I see the potential in it, and so I've been committed to it full time while I wasn't employed. And then, being able to juggle both has just been, the blessings of them. And then also just having Jeffrey help out as well. It's nice being able to have somebody I can rely upon as a co-founder and co-owner. And we able to get our best Kobe and Shaq on, our best Jordan and Pippen on, where, wherever I'm lacking, I can defer to him. And wherever he's lacking, he can defer to me. And we're reliable in this sense with each other where, I ask things of him and I know it's going to get done. It's not like I got to check back in and be like, hey, did you do this, that, and the third? Because that's not the type of person I want to be. I don't like people treating me like that, where you kind of micromanaging me and you don't have any trust of my capabilities. So I think that's been the best thing, where it's like I got a employer that trusts me, but then at the same time I got a partner that I can trust as well. So it's just made the workload balance a lot less.
Yeah, and just to follow up what Charles said, we Kobe and Shaq, so it's all about the hard work, putting in your best foot forward, and then when it's showtime, having fun and going out there and doing the thing. So we've both had been extremely blessed, especially from both of our employers allowing us to keep on pushing through, seeing this as an opportunity for their business as well. Because not too many people can you say, well, I got a young entrepreneur on my staff too, and I can use those entrepreneur skills in other different aspects for my business as well, you know. So that's one of the things that I've heard from my manager, and some of the things and tasks that he's asked me to do, picking up at my new job or at my current job right now. So, and combining that, just trying to focus, like what Nipsey Hussle said, the marathon continues and you got to stay hustling and grinding. And, if you ain't hustling and grinding, what are you really doing? So that's the way and attitude, try to maintain, try to keep things going, keep pushing.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But nah, that's huge. And again, I just want to give y'all flowers for like I said at the beginning of the show, for making it happen, for doing it, for really going out and saying like hey, we got this idea on paper, we're in our minds, hey, we put it on paper. Now y'all actually went to go pitch it and actually pitch it, get feedback, and I'm sure y'all learned so much from pitching to yourselves of how y'all can improve, and then sitting back and watching everybody else pitch theirs, be like, "Ooh, they did that well. Let's add that to ours." Oh, they said, they had they quantified that very well. What kind of numbers and how can we quantify ours? So it's like it's so much learning that you guys get from all this, and what I've been seeing, I study a lot of successful people, and all the successful people, they start with one thing and they do that thing 110%, and then the next thing happens and the next thing comes. It may be going into more of the commercialization of marijuana. It may go that route. Y'all may end up innovating some spray and some fabric stuff that gets the weed smell out your clothes. I don't know. You know what I mean? So like, it's super dope because it's all about innovation and moving forward and getting better. So again, I want to give y'all flowers for making it happen and doing it and stepping out and making that happen. But as we close this thing out, is there any last things, Charles or Jeffrey, y'all want to get off your chest? Anything going on in the world, or if not, how can the people reach out with Tumble and get some of y'all service out in Ohio?
So you can look up our social media handles. We got Facebook and the Instagram is Tumbled, TUMBLED, and then 2 underscores on Instagram. And then you can find us on Facebook at Tumble Gold. And then also check out our website, www.tumblego.com. And then just overall for us four gentlemen, I should say, appreciate y'all's time and us just coming together. It's not always often that you get a platform and a forum for Black men to come together and just talk about the good in society, and just being able to praise and appreciate each other's presence. It is pretty good because most times, they try to drag us down and make it sound like Black men not capable of doing anything great in the community and in the world, when in reality, there's plenty of us out there. I think we just got to do a better job of exposing ourselves, and having an alliance where everybody come together in a forum and we try to push each other to achieving the goal. And that's the biggest thing with us, I definitely preach community. If I'm able to succeed, I want everybody else to be up there with me as well, and I understand not everybody going to be able to make it, but at least I can try and do my part. And so I do thank y'all fellas for having us on, and it was a good conversation. I look forward to connecting in the future too.
Sure. Thank you, fellas. Really appreciate the opportunity. And like Charles said, this is an awesome platform and a chance for us to get our message out there and for us to consolidate together as Black men and show that, we out here, we doing big things, we handling business, and we doing what we need to do to provide the culture and the community that we want to be successful in. It's a lot of Black excellence on here, and I just appreciate it a lot for taking the time out to talk to us and to let everybody know once we get the app out, don't forget, go to your Google Play Store or the Apple Store and download Tumble. Go ahead and start getting going. You get 10% off your first wash or dry clean with us. So go ahead and get going. Stop doing your laundry and trust us. Let us handle it from here.
Yes, sir.
I
Love that.
love it. I love it. Yeah, man. And I was looking in the Facebook and the YouTube, see if we had any questions. Did you see any questions come through from the audience, D. Scott?
Nah, we got a couple good mornings. Good morning to y'all, brothers out there. Hey, Zoo, DeAndre. Good morning, y'all. But if y'all have any questions, go follow their Facebook. Go do y'all thing. Go follow them and ask the question. Because y'all may have a question that we may have not asked today. My biggest question was like, how do y'all fold it? Because my wife, she gonna be real particular. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm like, bro, you can roll it up however you want. Like, it don't even matter.
Just get it back to me.
Just get it back.
Right.
I was like, get it back. It'll be all right.
Stains out.
But if there is any questions, reach out, follow these brothers, man. They doing big time things. And again, I love the innovation of where y'all going with this. Like, I can't wait to hear back from y'all, and we'll check in back and say like, yo, we got 10 apartment deals, and now we got our stuff in apartment, and we got the lockers, and guess what? We got so big, we had to hire out other people. We couldn't do it ourselves. Now we got 5 employees that go out and do it, and now we get to sit back and continue to innovate. So, like, that's an amazing thing that y'all doing, man. So, again, man, definitely want to shine a light on what y'all brothers are doing and going to take the action and making it happen and doing it the right way. So, brothers, thank y'all for doing y'all thing, man. Shaq, any last words?
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say something similar to that, man. We gotta schedule a check-in with y'all, man, a year from now,
Thanks.
just to give us an update, man. So we're gonna definitely have y'all back on the show down the road, man. So we see the growth, man, and we can really inspire the next generation or other current entrepreneurs, man. Like, hey, this is tangible.
Sure.
Y'all saw them a year from now. This is where they are now. So definitely gonna have y'all brothers back, man. Appreciate y'all for being here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Jeffrey, Charles, man, thank y'all brothers so much. Keep doing y'all thing. We'll definitely check back in. Y'all don't have to click off. We're gonna do a quick outro, man. But appreciate y'all brothers for being here, man. So definitely appreciate y'all.
Go do tune in that Final Four game today.
Go
Final
do.
Four today.
Carolina about to bring it home.
Hey,
Nah, can't let it happen.
you
Nah, I
gonna
love
spoil
that.
Coach K going away party.
Yeah, man. Definitely got to send Coach K off right.
Gotta give him
Yeah,
that
you
L.
can't
That's all
spoil
that.
it.
You gotta give him that hell. That last one.
The last day. Hey, appreciate y'all, brothers, man. But
Appreciate y'all.
But chat, man, great, man. Appreciate y'all for having these brothers come on, man. It was a great show today. Again, I said it 5 times already, but when you have an idea, write your idea down on some paper, or like Shaq got me on a digital paper, you know what I'm saying? But write your idea down, get it out your head, because the Lord gives you these ideas to put down, and you have 60,000 plus thoughts a day. If you don't write it down, you're going to forget about it. But once you write it down, revisit it and start taking action on it, because once you take action on it, you're going to learn how you can do it. People get the, I don't know how. And it's like, well, just start and you're going to learn how to do it. So I love what Charles and Jeffrey talking about. They learned so much from just going out and pitching and going out and learning and going out and doing the thing. And now they're like, well, how do we make it better? How can we get some more of our time back? How can we get in the apartments and get these lockers going? Like, how can we scale and help more people and give more people the convenience? So, man, what a great show. Any last things you want to add to that, Shaq?
Yeah, I just expound on that one time, man. There were so many lessons and gems. Number one, like D. Scott said, get started. You know what I'm saying? Just get started. Number 2, have grit. You heard, Jeffrey said it had so many iterations. Your first idea probably will not work. Your second one might not work, but have grit, because that idea will turn into something that will work and will stick. And then it will turn into a business that you can then profit on and turn into an asset that you can eventually hand down. So get started, have grit, stay humble, stay hungry. Go get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love to hear it, brother. But hey, man, Freedom Finder family, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. If you have any questions, make sure y'all go follow Tumble. We'll make sure we put it down in the show notes as well. But make sure y'all go follow these brothers. If y'all need some service out in the Ohio area, and around Dayton, make sure you hit these brothers up. Try them out. See what's going on. You get 10% off of your first order, your first wash, your first dry clean. Try it out, man. Get your time back. Get your time back. You never get any more time. So get your time back with Tumble. So appreciate these brothers coming on, man. Again, Freedom Finder family, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we will see y'all again on another Saturday. So for myself and Shaq, we're signing off. Y'all gonna be great today.